What's happening, guys? We are in Hamilton, Alabama right now at the Love's Travel Center. We're on our way to pick up a load again. Finally, after getting a 34-hour reset that I didn't want or need. Once I figure out what this flatbedder's doing, I think he's going to the fuel island. No, he's not. Okay. So now this guy in front of me is leaving. Sooner or later, I'm going to be able to get out of here. Alright, anyway. We are going to pick up a load at the Tyson facility in Blountsville, Alabama. I've been to that facility quite a few times, actually. Very limited on video footage, though. I have a couple of live streams that either went to there or from there. Another one, I think, where I docked in there pretty much. It was like a really short, like 9-minute video. Alright, anyway, coming out of here, we can turn right to get onto I-22. If you're not familiar with where Hamilton is at, you go southeast on I-22 from... Come on, dude. What are you doing, stupid? Fucking Steven's waiting for me, even though he's the one with the right-of-way, because you don't know how to make a proper button hook, apparently. But anyway, we're going the other way because, it's a very short road here. This will take us over to US 278, and we're going to go east on 278 to get to Blountsville. So it'll be going to Colton, California. Works out great because I can now probably spend time on trying to celebrate my wife's birthday with her, which is coming up. So look forward to an opportunity to do that a little bit. Alright, yeah, short run from here. It's let's see, I've done about 160 miles so far, so I should only be about 90, 100 miles out or something like that. I don't even know the exact distance, but I'm anticipating that it's somewhere in the ballpark of 100-ish, maybe 90. So we'll see how it goes. I'll probably cut ahead. When it's time, once I'm done kind of giving you a little bit of chatter here, and then we'll resume it when we get into the Blountsville area. Just wanted to kind of give you guys at least some kind of daylight conditions to see stuff with. So otherwise, if I waited till I was already getting into the Blountsville area, it was going to be dark and not so much for the scenery for you guys to enjoy. Alright, this is 278 right here. It's going to take us right into Hamilton. Change my map to nighttime view. I think I need to replace that power cord because it's keeps quit. My side guard's telling me that there's something to my side, but there's nothing over there. It's just a barrier. And then, I'm having a hard time getting the phone to charge up effectively, so it's kind of a sign that the cord for it might be getting along the weak side. Alright, let's get our speed down. I think that was a 35 sign I was just looking at. Alright, now hopefully you got rear camera views as well, because I'm looking at my camera screen there and it keeps jumping back and forth between it's 45 between front and both rears and one rear, whichever. So it makes me think that I might not have rear camera view right now. with all the rain that I went through, I'm not surprised if that is the case. NTN Bauer. Alright, so last I did was delivery to the McLean in Memphis on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning. I was out of there so fast, in about half an hour I was done. Damn it. Oh, come on. Just trying to stop as gently as I could there. Alright. Yeah, no, we're not to the spot we want to turn that yet. Interesting. Turned red and then didn't turn green for the traffic coming out of Walmart. Or the street there, or whatever it is. Alright, so after I delivered that load though, you guys saw I camped out there right outside their facility. Gave it until the afternoon or early afternoon, whatever, and then I ended up heading over to West Memphis to hang out. Because no pre-plan ever came in. Not sure why, but we'll get to that. While I'm sitting in West Memphis, I did get asked about rescuing a load.
Somebody message has arrived.
At this hour, interesting. Oh wait, it might be the fuel surcharge info. Let's find out.
Message 1 of 3. Received today at 4:53 p.m. Nat AVG fuel price equals $4.967. Fuel surcharge equals 0.52.
Alright, so
message 1 of 3.
Stop. Alright, so the fuel surcharge, the national average price dropped to $4.96. That's 18-cent drop from last week's average. I knew it was going to be probably lower because looks pretty cool over there. Anyway, though, I got asked about rescuing somebody else's load over in Knoxville. They were getting towed over there. The load was going to Mebane or Mebane, which depending on where you live or where you're from, how you want to pronounce it, I don't care. I know the locals there call it Mebane though. 278 east, keep going straight ahead. It's probably going to be that light up further up there. Yeah, right turn. Anyway, concern I had though was my wife's birthday. If there's any chance in hell, I want to be there for it if possible. So I ended up having to reject that because it was not going to be possible to get over there, deliver that load, and then pick up a reload and get it moving back to California and get it there on time because I wouldn't have enough hours for it. Alright, so not this green light, but the red light up here is going to be where my right turn is. Alright, so I rejected that one. Ended up, it was already late in the day anyway, if I remember right. And then sat around all day the next day and nothing came up. They ended up trying to put me on a load from Albertville, Alabama to Houston, which I would have been okay with. I would have been okay with doing either one of those, and one for the fact that if there's any chance I can get home, I want to get home, for her birthday, and I didn't want to take anything that wasn't going to get me there on time if needed. So finally ended up getting this load, so we'll have a chance to at least be home for her. I know she was pretty excited about that. Alright, not too much else to really have there, and I don't want to make this video super long, so maybe I think after we get out of here, out of the Hamilton area, probably just cut straight ahead. Like I said, I don't know, I might do some high speed here, but it's going to be dark before I get to Blountsville, so I don't know how much interest you guys are going to have in watching high speed footage of a 2-lane road at night. No, we'll see. I might throw it in there, whatever. Figure something out, though. Alright, otherwise, yeah, we'll just, we'll just keep watching, and we'll continue this when we get into Blountsville. You guys, we are about to turn on to US 231 here, head south. Easy to catch it because you get past Coleman and forget that other town, so it's 2 words, starts with an H. Alright, so a couple of ways to get over to, there is truck parking here, as you might notice there. A couple of ways to get over to the shipper from here. One is to stay on 231, and then when you get to, what is that, State Route 79, I think it is. Okay, Blountsville is 7 miles away, by the way. So that would be one way. You basically go past Blountsville, go through and past Blountsville, and then it'll be a sharp left. Right by the top of a hill and a curve, if I recall. Then you cut back up. I want to say it's State Route 79. I can't tell on the map what the highway number is, but I know it's a state route. Alternatively, you can also take. I usually go this particular way when I'm leaving the shipper, because I'm usually coming from somewhere on I-20 more often than not. You know, coming up through Cleveland and coming back up. You know, not Cleveland, Ohio, but Cleveland, Alabama. Anyway, yeah, there's like a county road that is truck legal right there in downtown Blountsville. You can turn left onto it, and then it'll take you over to, I think that's 79, but again, I don't recall. And then once you get to 79, you turn right, go down the road, I don't know, maybe a couple miles or so, if even that, and on the right side will be the Tyson plant. If you go down to Highway 79 from 231 and come back up, the Tyson plant will be on your left side. Now, as soon as you get in the plant, or as soon as you turn into the driveway, there'll be a drop lot right there on your right side. That's where you usually drop your empties at, but normally the best practice is to stay hooked up to your trailer, go up to the guard shack, go get checked in, And then once you're checked in with the guard, go into the facility, park alongside. Usually there's some drop trailers over there that are facing the same way as like when you're coming in. They're facing the same direction. Usually what I just do is park right next to those, get out and go in the office, and find out about my status. Because I know normally it's going to be a drop and hook for JCT drivers. For most other larger carriers as well there. However, I did have one time I went there. I got there about 12 hours early. I got there about 3 a.m. after dead ending in from the Atlanta area. And when I had a 3 p.m., I think it was, pickup time, I just went there thinking, okay, go ahead and drop my empty, and then I'll hang out and wait. I assume it wouldn't be ready yet. Kind of a hope for the best, but expect the worst, I guess. Or don't really expect to leave there until your drop dead time. Well, I go to check in, and they actually thanked me for showing up when I did, because they didn't have any empty JCT trailers on the lot that they could preload my load with. So they were thankful, and they just told me, like I said, go hang out in the drop lodge, get some rest. About 7 or 8 a.m., go ahead and start your reefer unit up, set it to whatever temp, like 30 or whatever it was, 20, I forget. And they'd come and get me. And it's always a live load. But, yeah, so that's one of those examples where whenever it's a drop and hook pickup, I usually try to get there as early as I can, just because you never know. The load could be already hours early. Or it could be that they are ready to load you, but they don't have a trailer to work with to do it with. So definitely helps to get your empty dropped early. All right, a couple other little things I wanted to talk about here. One would be deer whistles. So it's pretty common for people to think that, what they do is they put these devices on the front of their cars or trucks. And the idea is to keep deer from running out and in front of your vehicle when you're approaching them. Problem is, I think it's, just my opinion, I think it's snake oil. It's a cool looking house there. Now, the reason why I think it's snake oil is, my experiences dealing with deer in a truck, and on my trucks, whatever. Most of the time, the deer just sit there on the grass and munch on their food. They don't give a shit about you. Once in a while, you'll come across some that get a little bit spooked by your presence, and will maybe take off and scramble. I have had that happen. Actually, one time exiting I-40 at 281 or whatever it is over in Sayre, Oklahoma, right where the Flying J is at. There were a couple of deer right there in the gore point, and eating on munching on the weeds and stuff there, or whatever it was, and they ended up going scrambling across the off-ramp right in front of me. But it's not very often that kind of thing happens. Normally, they just sit there and, okay, big deal, whatever. They ignore you. Or a lot of them are actually smart enough that if they do scramble because they see you coming, they actually go, they know not to cross the road and will take off running the other way. Yeah, the opposite way of the road. So, once, maybe sometimes you might get like a more juvenile one or something that, doesn't know, and it's, are not adjusted, are not accustomed to dealing with vehicle traffic. Yeah, they might spook, but more often than not, I see adult deer or whatever, and they just don't spook most of the time. The only times I've had deer run out on the road in front of me is usually when they want to cross the road regardless. Whether you're there or not, they're just in the process of crossing the road, and that's really all there is to it. And I've had a few close calls, damn near hit a few, but I've been lucky to never hit any yet. Okay, coming up really soon here. I think we're about where that car just came out, or pretty close to where that car came out of. Actually, it's, right around the left curve. There'll be a four-way up there. I want to say there's a traffic light there. We can turn left there. And that would be that county road that'll get us over to 79, or, like I said, just go straight. J.R. Pennington High School. Alright, we're about into downtown Blountsville now. And right there in basically in downtown is where I'm going to make my left turn. Yeah, this light right here. So I'm not used to coming in this way. I usually come out this way. So it's a little different. Alright, County Highway 26. Come on. Are you going or not? Alright, so that's it. I mean, the other times when I've had deer go running across the road is if they're spooked by something else already that has nothing to do with you. I've seen that a number of times too, but yeah, more often than not, if I see them crossing the road, they're already wanting to cross the road regardless of whether I'm there or not. So just be diligent and watch for them. I really don't think you need a deer whistle. They don't really do any good. More of a placebo, I would say. Alright, on another note. Alright, so I watched an episode of The Good Doctor recently. And I just, I have a personal experience with something that they did there in the episode that just kind of made me laugh and think of, you guys have no idea. Like, I understand it's Hollywood, okay? Yeah, there is some bullshit that goes on for dramatic purposes, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, do you really have to, sometimes make stuff so unbelievable? Alright, so in this particular example, there was a guy in one of the hospital beds, and they needed to do a blood marrow biopsy on him. And basically he was laying on his back, and they had him turn over onto his right side, and they kind of pushed it in. They push the needle in, whatever, to get what they do is they put it right into the middle of your bone marrow on your pelvis. There's a deer right there, I see it. Stay there. Yeah, alright. Anyway, it's just, he's sitting there, the patient is in there interacting with his visitors and other, the doctor or whatever. And then, the person doing the blood marrow biopsy gets their sample from him, and he's like, that didn't even hurt. I'm like, yeah, this is so fake. Alright, so background here. Back in 2002, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, form of lymph node cancer. Alright, when I was going through that, part of the staging process was for me to get a bone marrow biopsy. Yeah, it is Highway 79. To check and see if any cancer cells made it into my bone marrow. Now, thankfully, none did, but I still had to get the bone marrow biopsy by my oncologist. Let me tell you, you do not notice that. I can't say it's so traumatic an experience that I'd never do it again. Like, say, let's say if I were to donate bone marrow for somebody else, I would be willing to do it. It wasn't that unbearably painful, but it's definitely, it was weird because I could feel him pushing it, trying to push it through my bone, but he was twisting it too. So I thought maybe he was like had a corkscrew or some shit. But yeah, he was doing it like a corkscrew, like a screwdriver type motion to try to get it down into my bone marrow. And as he's first putting it through the bone, I wasn't really feeling it, but once it got into my marrow area, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, definitely felt it. No doubt about it. It was a sharp pain for a little bit, and then it went, then he pulled it back out after getting a sample, and he told me too when it was done, you're going to be sore for about 2 weeks, if I recall. So I could walk, and between the muscle and the bone, actually, just soreness there, and the pain didn't, the soreness didn't go away for a good 2 weeks, just like he said. So I find it hard to believe that anyone could possibly get a bone marrow biopsy done and not notice it going in or feel it. It doesn't really hurt going through the bone itself, but like I said, once it hits that bone marrow, it's not fun. Alright, so these lights right over here are the Tyson plant. We're getting really close to our driveway here. Hard for me to see over that box there. I can't see through that box, so I gotta look underneath it, duck down and look a lot. Alright, look kind of big. We got a lot of empty trailers here. See a couple of trucks parked here, one right here on this side, one over here I saw with this trailer with lights on. Can't have lights on without a truck hooked up to it. Alright, like I said, we're going to go all the way through. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 trucks over there, plus the one over here. Now normally when I come here, there are always drop trailers parked along this road here as well. Here on my mirror heater. Get some of that water on my mirrors to dry off. Alright, got that chicken truck leaving there. Well, I just want to keep my tandems away from the rocks and all that. Should be good. And I do see one JCT trailer right in front of me with, that is ready to go, so maybe we'll get lucky and maybe that'll be my load. I don't really expect that it will be, but we can hope. Alright, gotta have reflective vest on at all Tyson facilities, so even during the daytime. Alright, we're gonna have to wait for Prime to finish back, and then I think he's trying to drop his trailer right over here or something. I don't know what he's doing. He's got his doors open. I think he's trying to back into that. No, he's outside his truck now, so I think that's, yeah. I believe that's a person's outside their truck. I didn't really want to drive behind her because I was expecting that she was going to start backing up, but it never happened. Alright, we're going to go check in right over here on the right, and hopefully the load will be ready. If not, we'll be just hanging out over there in the drop room. Alright guys, it turned out that is indeed my trailer. We are ready to go. All signed for. We got to go drop this empty down there in the front lot first, and we'll come back in, bobtail, and grab her loaded. You don't have to do a U-turn right here. Don't waste your time trying to do that. Just come on over here. There's a couple more dock doors over here. Sometimes you end up docking in over there. But easier, just go ahead and come on down here. And then we'll make the left turn right here. Come on, quit trying to shift. And hopefully we'll find a spot over there. If not, might end up having to bring our empty back up this way and drop it into one of these spots. I've got two more trucks coming in. I'm gonna wait on them. Guess he's waiting on me, so that'll work. Give him a thank you flash there. Alright, this is the part I'm kind of dreading because it is a dirt lot. And I don't have any shoes that I really want to be wearing in a muddy lot. Trying to see, oh, yeah, I think I see a spot over there down toward the end. Could end up being a bit of a challenge to get into there, but we'll see. hopefully I don't, it's not all like really bad mud. I was expecting this because it's been raining all day ever since I left. Even when I was in Memphis or West Memphis. These trailers are parked like shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to blindside it in here because there's no room here. Such is life. I'm gonna try to get set up where I can see better. I don't have a good didn't have a really good view of where my trailer was pointing. I can't tell where I'm at, so let me double check. Yeah, we're looking good there. Looking really good. Gotta chase it in. Sure can, damn it. There it is. Okay, I was waiting to see that other drop trailer over there. Now I see it. Alright, I'm pointing a little bit too hard toward it, so I'm gonna go ahead and back it up like a dump truck. Alright. As long as there's room for... Alright, let's get this thing dropped. Alright, get this kingpin released. Alright, yep, we're good. I heard it release. Let's get pulled forward. Drop our bags. Now, I know a lot of people don't like blindsiding, but this is one of those cases where if you don't practice your blindsiding, you're not ever going to get good at it. And you know, you are going to have occasions where you absolutely have to blindside, and it really is in your best interest to occasionally practice them. Come on. Alright, at least this time of year there aren't any flies around, so I can have my window open without they turn off my lights, so it doesn't affect the shag driver. Also going to be a nice and painless pickup here overall. So yeah, this is pretty normal here. When I come here, most of the time the loads are ready to go before my drop dead time. Speaking of, my drop dead time isn't until about 5 something in the morning tomorrow, 5:46 or something. I can't remember. I believe it, yeah, I didn't pay attention to what truck number that was, but it should be mine right there. I did not notice any other JCT trailers over here in this section over here, so we'll assume that is mine there. They'll probably ignore our wave. Yeah, that's mine. 6340. Get the utility light on. Oop, overshot a little bit. Just a tad. No, I don't know. I was thinking just a little bit high, but it might be all right. I can feel it going on, but I'm gonna go ahead and raise the bags anyway. I like to feel more than what I was feeling. Oh. So let's go ahead and do our walk around and make sure everything's hunky-dory on this trailer. Figure out how I'll do all my paperwork, whatever, and we'll get out of here in a minute. Alright guys, we are ready to get out of here. I had to slide the tandems back a few holes because I don't like them all the way forward. Talked about that before. The last pallet, the vent door is not sealed, so I can. I gotta be careful while pulling out of that spot. I don't want my tail swing to hit that Tyson trailer. Alright, anyway, my vent door was not sealed, so I was able to look inside. Alright. Let's go check out with the guard here and continue. Alrighty, we have a winner. Okay, I don't recall them having a scale on site, so that's why I didn't scale it here. I am pretty certain that I'm not going to be overweight on my tandem. So, like I say, the last pallets are closer to a good 10 feet, 7 to 10 feet away from the doors. So that's really comforting to know, especially given that it's going to California. My drive axle suspension here looks like it's doing fine. It's going to be on the heavy side up front, but alright, got another truck coming. Let's hit him hit the curb first. It's a chicken truck anyway. Alright, and away we go. Hopefully the rear cameras are working. Like I say, when it gets windy, when it gets wet, those things have more of a tendency to not want to work. So I'm going to cross my fingers that I was able to get good blindside backing footage there for you guys. Hopefully that worked out well. Everything about this so far I'm liking. I'm certain I'm not going to be back for a rework. So, but I'm going to go ahead and scale it anyway. Let's come over on this side. I'm going to go ahead and take the same way out that I took in. Now, where the skillets... I see a truck coming. I think. No, it looks like he might be parked. Boy, it looks like he's moving. I can't tell though. That's just someone has some lights over there. Oh, that's a vehicle. It's not moving. Alright. So anyway, I'm going to get back on US 278 westbound. When you get into Coleman, right there before you get to I-65, on the east end of town, there is a bypass route. Make sure you use it when you're loaded. Now, I came straight through town on my way in. However, I could kind of get away with it because I was empty. But if I was loaded, yeah, I definitely could have gotten a legit ticket there because there is a bridge in town there that is weight restricted. When I'm putting over it, it said, I couldn't tell if it said 32 tons or 32,000 pounds gross weight. Now, my truck and trailer empty weighs about 34-ish. Let me get back on my map here. Make sure I don't miss my turn that I want to take. Anyway, yeah, it's yeah, so I was maybe just a little bit above the weight limit for that bridge, but yeah, not by much. Unless it's by tons, I don't know. I'll have to dig in and do some research on that one, or maybe go through there another time. Who knows? But yeah, 32. Might want to check Google Street View. If you end up wanting to come through that direction, but so when I go west, before I get into the that part of 278, I'm going to turn north onto 157 or 159, whatever that highway is. That'll go across, get me back over to I-65, maybe a few miles north of 278, and not far south is a petrol truck stop. You can always go ahead and stop there and scale your load there. Alright, my turn is coming up. I'll turn left, and then we will go ahead and end it, because you've already seen this area here, and I don't want to drag this on. Anyway, yeah, again, this load is going to Colton, California. I think it's about a 2,000-ish mile trip. I didn't even check the exact actual miles, but should be somewhere in that ballpark. So I will definitely need 4 shifts to get over there. It is due on the 9th. That's Friday. I want to say it's 7 a.m. or something like that. So that's what will be coming up next. Definitely will not be giving up this load for anything unless my truck breaks down, and fingers crossed, let's hope that doesn't. Yeah, I still only have 48,000 miles on the truck, so we're just barely hitting about 50,000 as I'm getting into Cali or not far away from the receiver. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and call this one a night, alright? Hope you guys got some good intel out of this one, or entertainment, or just maybe just wanted to see what's up, what's going on with me, and keep, it doesn't matter. So, all that, appreciate you guys watching, alright? I will see you guys in Colton. Y'all have a great night. Thanks.